Hi, welcome to our full body flow. For today's class, if you want to add a little extra kick in, feel free to grab some light hand weights. Again, if you don't have hand weights at home, you can always just grab onto some cans, some water bottles, any two objects with the same weight that are going to help add a bit of resistance to today's workouts. Once you have that set, we're going to start lying down on our backs. Knees will be bent, feet flat on the mat. We're going to start with some breathing. You always want to get a bit of breath going first so that we're engaging all of those deep abdominal muscles. We're preparing them to help support and work through this workout today. So take a deep inhale, letting your rib cage expand in all directions. And exhale. Feel your waist wrapping in. One more deep inhale. And exhale, start to feel those front ribs knit closer in towards each other. We're really starting to turn on those upper abs. You're going to keep them engaged and breathe into the sides and back of your ribs. And exhale, wrapping that waist in, knitting that rib cage closer together. Starting to get into your diaphragm breath here. That breath, again, really helps you activate all those deep core muscles. We're going to do 3 more. Sending each inhale a bit further towards the back of your ribs. And each exhale, wrapping that waist further in like you're being tied into a corset. Final one. And after that last breath, if you have those hand weights, you want to add those on, grab onto them. You're going to start with your hands resting on the mat by your hips. Do a few little tucks here before we start moving into our bridge. So first, make sure your feet are about sits bone distance apart so you can fit your fists between your feet. Toes are pointing straight forward. Taking a deep inhale into your belly. And exhale, drawing that belly button in towards your spine, pressing your low back down. And then inhale, rocking right back into neutral. Exhale, pelvis tucks. Pubic bone curls in towards your face. And on this next one, you're going to tuck your pelvis, press into your heels, and peel up into your bridge. Inhaling at the top. And exhale to melt all the way back down. Coming right back into neutral. Beautiful. So here, pelvis tucks, pubic bone curls in. I want you to feel your tailbone lift off, then each vertebrae falling one at a time. Once you're at the top, make sure you maintain your pelvis tucked. Keep your glutes squeezed together. Knees reaching long away from you. And melt back down. We're going to do 5 more, and we're going to start adding those arms in. Good. So on this next bridge, as you peel your hips off, reach your arms up towards the ceiling with or without those hand weights, whatever feels best for you. And then as you melt your spine back down, slowly lower your arms down. Pelvis tucks, you peel, lift. And melt back down. We're going to do 4. Last 2. And on this next one, you're gonna hold that bridge at the top. Keep your fingertips reaching long away from you, collarbone nice and wide. Can you tuck that pelvis a little bit more? You're gonna lower those arms down and lift them back up. Arms lower down towards your hips, not down to the mat, and then back up. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, excellent. And after this last one, keep those arms up towards the ceiling. Lightly tuck that pelvis. We're going to go for little hip dips here. Let your right hip sink down an inch towards the mat and then come back up. Then your left hip sinks an inch down and comes back up. Beautiful here. You want to feel like your internal obliques, those muscles that are right by your hip points, and your glutes are working together to control this dip and lift. Your knees are staying super centered and still, so this movement is happening only in your pelvis. And we're going to start adding your arms in. Next time that your right hip dips down, can you open your left arm out to the side? Bring it back up, then switch. Left hip dips, right arm opens. And back up. You want to make sure that when your arm opens, you're not letting your chest twist either. That's going to get those external obliques, the ones that are by your rib cage, to work a little harder here. We're going to do 3 more to each side. Last 2 to each side. And once you're evened out to the left, come right back to center. You're going to hinge at your hips, sending your butt 2 inches down towards the mat, and then re-tucking that pelvis to lift back up. Hinge and lift. Nice and steady here. Keep it small if you need to. And we're going to add your arms in. When you hinge your hips, bend your elbows out to the side like a cactus. And then reach your arms straight up as your hips lift. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. After that last one, hold that bridge at the top. Keep those arms reaching nice and long. We're going to combine that hip dip with your hip hinge. So you're going to let your right hip dip down and then hinge. Then left hip dips down and hinge. Beautiful here. And if this feels good, you can add that opposite arm cactus. So when your right hip dips and hinges, that left elbow bends. Reach your left arm up as your right hip lifts and then switch. This is also helping you strengthen your contralateral slings, which are those kind of like muscles that create an X over your core and also on your back. These muscles help make sure that when you're moving, you don't over-rotate in your hips and your shoulders, creating tension in your low back. We're going to do 2 more to each side. Final set. Once you're evened out, you're going to melt all the way back down. Lower those arms down, taking a nice deep breath here. One more variation. You're going to tuck that pelvis peel up into your bridge. Reach those arms up if it feels good for you. And I want you to really keep your pelvis tucked. Think about keeping your hips squared off. You're just going to kick your right leg straight. Imagine that someone's pulling that leg away from you, helping you maintain that right hip lined with your left. And then bring it back down. Left leg goes long. And then back down. Try to minimize any shift happening here in your body as you switch from leg to leg. So think about going nice and slow, really getting all the weight into one foot before you lift the opposite foot off the mat. Looking good. And we're going to start adding your opposite arm in. So when your right leg goes long, that left arm goes back. Bring it up as your knee bends, and then switch. Excellent. We're going to do 5 more to each side. 4. 2. Hold on this last one. Keep that right leg long. Keep that left arm back if that feels good for you. You're going to lower that right leg down and lift it up. Down and lift it up. Trying to keep that pelvis super squared off. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. After that last one, switching sides. Bring that right foot down, left arm up. Left leg goes long with your right arm back and lowering that leg down and up. Down and up. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring that left foot down. Melt all the way back down. You can bring your knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side to get a nice low back release here. Beautiful. And from here, you're going to bring your legs into tabletop. Make sure you have your knees just over your hips. You can have your legs in a floppy tabletop if your hip flexors are feeling a little sensitive today. Keep holding on to those weights. If you prefer to have some support for your head and neck, you can always interlace your hands behind your head instead. We're going to start with some curl-ups. So reach your arms up overhead, and then as you exhale, tuck your chin, curling up, arms come down towards your hips. And then inhale, rest your head and arms go overhead. So as you're doing this, you want to make sure that your fingertips are reaching long away from you, or your elbows if your hands are behind your head. And you want to stay in neutral, so that when you curl up, you're not letting that low back curl down and your knees come in towards your chest. They're staying super steady just over your hips. And when your arms go overhead, we're not letting your ribcage flare open. We're keeping those front ribs knitted just like we did when we were breathing. We've got 5. 3, You're going to hold that curl in 2. Hold it on this last one. Keep those fingertips reaching long. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. You're going to flip your palms so they're facing up towards the ceiling. And you're going to open your arms out to a wide V. And then narrow them back in. Wide V. And narrow them back in. Only opening your arms as far as your peripheral vision. So you're always keeping the corner of your eyes on them. Fingertips keep reaching long. Don't let your chest sink down. We've got 6. Keep drawing that belly button in towards your spine, knitting those front ribs together for 3. Hold your arms out on this last one and draw little tiny circles with your hands. Imagine that you're tracing the edge of a golf ball here with your fingertips. 3 in this direction, then we switch the direction of that circle. In 1. And switch. Keep that chest lifted. Keep your nose reaching up and over your knees for 3. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. Bring those arms back to center. You're going to lower all the way back down. Reach your arms up overhead. Inhale. And exhale to curl up. Beautiful. So here, we're going to start adding that single leg extension. As you curl up, can you send that right leg out long? Slowly drawing that leg back in as your chest lowers and switch. The lower you send your leg here, the more work your abs will be doing. So play around with that. Find a spot that's challenging, but also manageable. Excellent. We've got 5 more to each side. Three. On this next one, you're going to hold that curl up. Keep your right leg out long. Keep those arms reaching long away from you. And you're going to lower that right leg down an inch and up. Down an inch and up. Good. We're going to add a little bit of work with that left arm. This is going to challenge your brain more through coordination. So when your right leg lowers, can you open that hand an inch out to the side? Leg lifts and that arm draws back in. Going here for 6, 5, nice and slow for 4, 3, 2, and after this last one, hold. You're going to switch legs. Right knee comes in, left leg goes long. You're lowering that left leg down an inch and up. Down an inch and up. Opening that right hand out an inch as your leg lowers. Drawing it back in as your leg lifts. Good. 4, 6. And 4. Last 2. After that last one, you can bend that knee in, rest your chest back down. Inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to curl up, send both legs out long. And then draw your knees back in as you lower your chest and arms lift. Going nice and slow. I want you to see if you can hold your legs out here for 2 seconds and then bend your knees back in. The slower we move through this exercise, the more work your abs will be doing. 4, 6. 4. 2. And on this next one, you're going to hold. Keep your chest lifted, keep your legs long. You're going to lower those legs down and lift. Down and lift. We're going to add a bicep curl here with your arms. So as your leg lifts, elbows bent, straighten as your legs lower. 4, 6. 4. 2. And after that last one, you can bend your knees in, bring them in towards your chest. Again, rock from side to side, giving a nice release, giving your abs a nice break. Reach your legs long, reach your arms up overhead once more. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, press your heels down into the mat, reach your arms up and roll all the way up to sitting. Good. And then once we're up here, we're going to come to standing. Still holding on to those weights. We're going to start with a sumo squat. So I want you to have your legs a little wider than your hips. Heels point in, toes point out. So we're getting this external rotation from your thighs. Now you want to make sure that your knee and your second and third toes are lined up with each other. Good. And from here, coming down into your squat. And then press back up. So doing a few here, just make sure your feet in a good, comfortable position. You want to feel your inner thighs working. You also want to make sure that when you squat down, your knees don't knock in. They're trying to reach out to the sides of the room. And we're going to add those arms in. Hold them in a cactus position when you're down in that squat. And when you stand, reach them overhead. So here, squatting down, elbows bend out to the side. Press back up, arms reach up. 4, 8. 6. 5. 4. Now 3. 2. And on this next one, you're going to hold that squat. Keep your elbows bent. We're going to go for some heel lifts. So you're going to lift your heels and lower them back down. Heels lift and lower. I want you to feel like you're rolling through your foot, lifting your heel, going through your arch onto the ball of your feet, and then reversing. Ball, arch, heel, creating that wave-like movement in your foot. We're going to add a little bicep curl here. So when your heels lift, elbows are bent. Heels lower, open your arms out to a T. 4, 7. 4. 3. Keep your heels up in 2. Hold that lift in this last one. Keep your elbows bent. You're going to sweep your arms forward, keeping your elbows in that 90-degree angle, and then open them back out. Arms sweep forward, and then open. 4, 6. 5. Keep those heels nice and lifted. 4, 3. 2. Hold your arms forward on this last one. Keep those heels up. You're going to pulse down an inch with your legs and up an inch. Down an inch and up. And if this feels good, you want to add a little extra challenge. As you press up, can you lift your elbows up an inch? Lower them down as you pulse down. 4, 8. 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your arms out and then carefully stand all the way up. Nice deep breath here. Keep this wide stance of your legs. You're going to turn over to your right so you're in your lunge position. Keep that left heel propped up. You're going to bend that right knee so it's just over your heel and ankle. Good. Have your hands in front of your chest. We're going to hinge at your hips to send your chest forward an inch and back up an inch. Forward an inch and back up. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, holding it forward in 2. Hold down this last one. You're going to reach your arms up overhead and then bend them out to the side. Overhead and bend. For 8. Can you sink a little deeper in that lunge? For 6. Make sure your hips are nice and squared off here. For 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands in front of your chest. You're going to turn once more to center. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, turn over to the left. Again, making sure you've got that right heel propped up, pointing straight back away from you. Left knee is bent over that left heel. And we're going to hinge at your hips, sending your chest forward. And then back up. Trying to keep a nice long line of your spine here, so we're not just extending and flexing from your thoracic spine, but really hinging from your hip so that it is your left butt that's controlling this movement of your torso. Four, 5. 3. Hold your chest forward in this last one, reaching those arms overhead, and then elbows bend out to the side. And overhead, and bend. 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands in front of your chest. Carefully twist back to center. Nice deep breath here. We're going to come onto all fours on the mat. So you can place these weights off to the side. Make sure here that you've got your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Nice deep breath. You've got a nice long line of your spine. You're going to tuck your toes on the mat. Make sure that you're pressing into the pinky side of your hands. And as you exhale, you're going to draw your knees up. Drawing that belly button up towards your spine. Holding it here for 10 seconds. Keep your collarbone nice and wide. Don't let your head dangle down. You want to keep your neck in line with your spine as well. And bring your knees back down for an inhale. Exhale, hover your knees. Beautiful. And bring your knees back down. We're going to do this 5 more times. And 3. And on this last one, you're going to hold your knees up in a hover. You're going to draw those low abs deep into your spine. Keep pressing into the pinky side of your hands. And you're going to kick your right heel up towards the ceiling, squeezing your glute and hamstring. Then sweep it back down and switch. Left and down. Nice and steady here. We're going to do 8 more to each side. Six. 5. 3. 'On this last one, hold that right leg up. Can you straighten it all the way out? Tapping it down and lift. Down and lift. For 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Switching legs. Reach that left leg long, tapping it down for 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Bring that knee back in and down. Nice deep breath. Roll the shoulders if you need to. Come back to all fours. We're going to lift those knees up once more. So here, exhale, draw those low abs in. Lift your knees off. You're going to walk your right leg back, left leg back. Right knee in, left knee in. If your wrists are starting to feel a little sensitive here, you can always have your fists down instead. 5 more to each side. Three, 2. Hold a plank here on this last one. And you're going to tap your knees down and lift back up. Knees tap and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring your knees down. Nice deep breath. Child's pose here. And then you're going to carefully lie all the way down on the mat. Think about reaching your legs long away from you. If you want to add the weights in here for a little extra kick, feel free to do so. If you have a tendency of going into your low back pretty easily when you go into extension, I suggest start just body weight and then see how that feels and add on weights if that feels good. So from here, you're going to reach your legs long away from you. Elbows bent with your hands underneath your forehead. Lightly tuck that pelvis forward, pressing your pubic bone into the mat. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift your chest off. Inhale as you lower your chest back down. Small lift as you exhale. Inhale to lower. Think about keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. And feel like that lift is coming from your mid-back around that bra line. 4, 6. 5. 'You're going to hold your chest lifted in 3. 2. Hold it on this last one. Can you reach your arms out into a wide V and then bend them back in? Wide V. and back in. Keep that pelvis tucked. Keep your legs reaching long so you've got the back of your legs and glutes engaged. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your arms out on this last one, tiny circles. For 5 in this direction, 3, 2, and switch. Small circles here with control for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbows, lower your chest back down for an inhale. Excellent. And then from here, you're going to reach your arms long and back. Feel like someone's pulling your fingertips away from you. And as you exhale, lift your chest. Holding it here. And then lowering back down. Exhale, fingertips reach down towards your heel, your chest lifts. And back down. 4, 6. 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, you're going to hold it. You might hate me for this, but we're going to go for some hundreds here. So you're going to flutter your arms out to the side, super small. Keep those fingertips reaching long away from you as you inhale. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2. Beautiful here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your collarbones nice and wide. Keep that chest lifted. Pubic bone is still pressing down into the mat. Glutes are engaged so your low back is staying protected. We're halfway there. Inhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really nice. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last 20 seconds here. Can you reach the fingertips a little longer back? And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. And then lower all the way back down. Nice deep breath. Whew. You're going to bring your hands by your chest. Nice deep inhale. And then come up onto all fours. Beautiful. So for here, we're going to go for a mountain climber plank. You're going to tuck your toes, lift your knees off. Hands are going to be just underneath your shoulders. Pelvis slightly tucked. So we've got this nice long line of your spine. Bring your knee forward and then back. Left knee forward and back. Keep pressing into the pinky side of your hands, lifting your chest away. And if this feels good, can you add a little articulation of your spine? So when your right knee tucks in, your chest arches up to the ceiling, nose goes to your knee, and then back into neutral as that leg goes back. 4, 5. 3. 1. And knees come down. Child's pose. Excellent. From here, you're going to grab those weights once more if you still want to use them. Carefully come up to standing. We're going to go for a lunge position here. So I want you to have your right foot forward. You're going to have your left knee straight, left heel lifted. Keep that right knee softly bent, chest forward. Good. You can start with your hands in front of your chest here once more if that feels good for you. And all you're going to do is bend that left knee, tap it back down, and then come up. Left knee bends and straightens. Good. Can you reach your arms long and forward? As your knee bends, elbows bend. Arms reach long as that left leg straightens. Going here for 8. And 6. 4. 2. Hold on this last one. Tiny pulses. Down an inch and up. Down an inch and up. Make sure your hips are squared off here. 4, 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, 1, hold. We're holding it for 10 seconds. Keep your spine nice and tall. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully stand all the way up for an inhale. Turn to face the other side. We're going to go for that left leg. This time your left foot's forward. Right leg is straight. That right heel is lifted, pointing straight back. Good. You've got your left toes pointing straight forward, left knee softly bent over that left heel. Start again with your hands in front of your chest. You're going to bend that right knee, tap it down, and lift. Tap it down, and lift. For 6. Adding that separate tray here. Beautiful. 4, 5. 4. 2. And you're going to hold that knee bent. Again, keep your hands in front of your chest if that feels good for you. Tiny pulses, down an inch and up. Down an inch and up. For 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hold it down. Looking good. We're holding it for 10 seconds. 4, 5. 4. 3, 2, 1. Carefully stand. Nice deep breath. We're going to come to sitting down on the mat. Keep your knees bent. Arms reaching long and forward. You're going to roll back halfway. Inhale. And then exhale to roll back up. Exhale, roll back. And up. 4, 6. 3. 2. Hold it back halfway on this last one. Can you march your right leg up to tabletop? Bring it down. Left leg up to tabletop. And bring it down. Keep drawing those low abs deep into your spine. Beautiful. Maybe this was pretty good. You want to go for a bit more of a challenge. So you hold that roll back. You have both legs in tabletop and do single leg toe taps instead. Still keeping that 90-degree bend of your knee. So it's your thigh bone moving away from you and drawing back in. Going here for 6 more to each side. And 4, On this last one, you can hold both legs in tabletop if that feels good. If you prefer, you can keep your heels down. Reach your arms long. You're going to lift them up overhead and back down. Up overhead and back down. 4, 6. Adding the weights here is going to make it more challenging. 4, 4. 2. Last one. Bring your feet down. Hold that C curve. You're going to roll all the way back. Reach your arms up overhead. And exhale to roll back up. Here, feel free to use the back of your thighs for a little assistance. I want you to focus on rolling down as slowly as you can. And exhale, tucking your chin, rolling all the way back up. Good, so focusing on the roll down is going to help you strengthen all the same abdominal muscles you need to roll up with more ease. So if, like me, you have a little difficulty rolling up, go nice and slow as you roll down. 4, 4. If it feels better for you, you can also have your legs long. Think about pressing those heels down on the mat. Final 2. And on this next one, you're going to roll back halfway. Hold it there. Tiny pulse from those upper abs. Up an inch, for 8. Bending at that broad line, trying to reach your chest up and over it. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit all the way up. Nice deep breath. We're going to do our last plank here. So we're going to do that same mountain climber that we just did, but this time we're going to add a twist, and I want you to move through it super slow. Carefully come onto your plank position. You're going to bend your right knee in and then bring it over to your left elbow. Super slow back to center, and then reach that leg long. Left knee bends to the right, center, and long. We're going to do 8 of these to each side. Again, I want you to go at your own pace, taking a break if you need to. Trying to minimize any twist happening in your hips. So we're really using your obliques here for this movement. Last 4 here. Final set. And child's pose. Taking a nice deep breath here. You can have your knees nice and wide if that feels better for you. And then lie all the way down on the mat, face down. Keep your hands by your chest. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, pressing into your hands. Lifting your chest, finding some stretch here in the front of your body, especially in those abs. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears, opening your collarbones wide so you really find the stretch in your abs instead of just a pinch in your low back. Lowering back down. One more time. and down. Good. From here, we're going to go for a pigeon stretch. So I want you to send your right shin forward. Try to keep it parallel. And you're just going to hinge your chest forward. If it feels good, you can bring your forearms down. If it feels even better, you can bring your hands all the way straight, lowering your chest down over your shin. I can't get that far, so this is where I stay. Nice deep breath. Excellent. And then carefully, we're going to switch sides. Left shin forward. You might notice that one side is a little easier to stretch than the other. And then carefully coming back up. You're going to sit down, go for a butterfly stretch. So the soles of your feet are together, knees bent. I like to have my elbows pressing down on my knees. Take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, that's when you lean your chest forward and press your knees down, helping you find a bit of stretch in the inner thighs. Good. And from here, we're going to go for a mermaid stretch. So I want you to have your left shin forward. Your right shin is off to the side. You're going to reach that left arm up and over, finding length in your left waist. Feel free to pull that left arm with your right hand. And come back to center. Switching sides, right shin forward, left shin off to the side. This time reaching your right hand up and over. And pulling with that left if it feels good for you. Beautiful. From here, coming right back to center. And we are done. So this was our Tuesday flow, full body. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.